Hello, welcome back. This is a part of a video in a series of videos for Programming for Problem Solving Lab offered for first BTech students of GRIET. Today, we will discuss about Lab Task 2A. What is Lab Task 2B? Lab Task 2B is all about how are we supposed to add two numbers without using arithmetic operators. So, generally, how do we get to add two numbers? Imagine A is a number and B is a number. How do we add two numbers? We produce the sum of A and B by just writing arithmetic operator plus. Plus is the generally operator used to add two numbers A and B. Then I'll directly print the sum. On the other hand, if I'm not asked to use plus, another smart way of doing it is writing minus. You write minus two times. Instead of writing plus, we will write A minus of minus B, where we all know that the computer will automatically sum up and perform B. These are all the two general ways where we are not asked to use plus, we probably use minus and get the answer done. But is this what we are asked for? No, not at all. We are not asked to do this. We are asked not to use any arithmetic operator. So, how will we proceed to add two numbers when we are asked not to add two numbers, not using plus or minus? Arithmetic operator's basic job is to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. But now that we are asked not to add two numbers using plus or arithmetic operators, what are all the possible ways? So here we are trying to discuss about addition of two numbers or two integers, say two integers, without using arithmetic operators. So yes, when we are asked not to use arithmetic operators, one way is by using a printf function. The second way is by using loops. You use loops plus some increment or decrement operator. Or the third way is by just using looping process, looping or iteration. And there exists a fourth way in which we use a concept of bitwise operators plus loops. So dear students, these are the four possible ways in which we can find out the sum of two numbers without using arithmetic operator plus or minus. So how do we get this job done? Loops is a concept in second unit which is beyond the scope now. So therefore, we will do the simplest possible way of adding two numbers, that is using printf. So for time being, we will consider the first option, that is how to add two numbers with using printf. Okay, so therefore, we will proceed and go ahead to try to add two numbers in lab task 2B. So how do we do that? Like this. We will proceed to add two numbers in the following way. Okay, so therefore, before understanding that, let me just, comment this and make you understand how do you add two numbers. The general way of adding two numbers is by writing a plus b. When you write a plus b, you get the sum of two numbers. This is the normal way, but this is not what you are supposed to do. Because we were asked not to not to use arithmetic operators. This is the first way. Compile your program, run your program by just writing a plus b, 5 and 6. And the answer is 11. But am I supposed to use plus? No, I'm not supposed to use plus because plus is a part of an arithmetic operator. So what's the other way of doing it? The other way of doing it is by using minus. A is equal to, minus of minus b. So therefore, the other way is doing this. Save your program, compile your program, and again run your program. So A is 4, B is 5, and again you get the answer as 9. But even this does not serve the purpose because we were asked not to use arithmetic operators. Since minus also falls under the category of arithmetic operators, here there's no way that you're going to do. So therefore, summation of two numbers requires some amount of understanding from the user how to get this logic executed. So my dear students, let me now show you something called as a return value of printf. What does printf? Printf is a function that returns generally the number of characters printed on the screen. Okay, so for example, I just printed %d, %d, comma a. And now for your understanding, let me put it in yes. I'm putting in yes the value. Okay. Printf. Only when you understand this, we will go ahead to print what is the value there. Okay, s is equal to percentile d, comma yes. Only when you understand this, you can probably produce. I'm reading A and B, and I'm just printing A. I'm storing the return value of printf in S. Now it's time for us to understand what does printf return. So printf returns the number of characters printed on the screen. That needs to be understood. Enter two values. Suppose A value is 123, B value is 5. Enter. A value is 123, so I just wrote printf percentile d A. It prints A, which is 123. But when I'm printing yes, what is S value? S is 3 because I printed 3 digits of A. Okay, let's again go and check. Run the program again. A value is 4, B value is 678. It prints A and then prints what is stored in yes. A is one character, that is 4. 4 is just one character on the screen. So therefore it just prints 1. Okay, so now let's again run it and say suppose A is 23, B is 7. Okay, let's go ahead. The value is 2. Okay, let's again run it. My intention is to make you understand that this is what it stores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a 5-digit number. Because 5-digit number is printed on the screen, you got the value as 5. So hope you have that clarity now. When you are printing what is called the value of the number, it prints the number of characters printed on the screen. So therefore, now I'm printing star. There is something called as every printf statement, every integer can be printed in a format called printf percentile WD. Printf percentile WD. Okay, let me again show you the introduction to what is called percentile WD. So there is something called, there's something called 70. I'm printing the number A in 70. Alt F save, Alt C compile, Alt R run. Enter two values. Okay, my number is 45 and the next number is 7. Okay, now why did you get S is equal to 7 here? Because I gave 7D. 7 is a width. In 7 spaces you got to print your number. Because I gave positive, the number is left justified. So therefore you got the number towards this one and the answer is 7 because 7 is the width that I gave. 7 is the width, so it prints in the 5 spaces followed by the 2-digit number 45. So followed by the number 45. So therefore, in this concept, this is how the number gets printed. Okay, now if you want to print, if I want to print in a particular given width, what do? I just write percentile star WD, then I write 4 comma A. Alt F save, Alt C compile, Alt R run. This forms a basic important part. Enter two values. My first number is 45, my second number is 8. Okay. So then I printed 45, but the answer is 4 because I gave the width as 4. So if you want your number to be printed in the width that you want to have, I will attach some notes to this video, so please go through that or refer to the video on managing input-output for better understanding of this concept. Okay, so inside 4 spaces, your number is printed. So this is all about this concept called as how are you going to match with this. So now let's go ahead and see. I'm not interested in printing either A or printing B. I am just interested in printing the sum of A and B. So I want to, in other words, I will count the number of digits, I will do, what do? Percentile star C space, percentile star C, percentile star C, comma, you're printing the number A and those many spaces. In the A number of bits, these spaces are printed, followed by the number, the number B and those many spaces. So after your job is done, you simply end up printing your sum, that is yes. Let's try to print the S value. S is equal to percentile D, comma yes. Okay, let's see what is this code doing. What does this do? Alt F save, Alt C compile and run your program. I will tell you what does that mean But before that, let's just run the code to see how is it executing. Enter two values. My first number is 4, my second number is 5. What did I get in sum? 9, isn't it? What is this all about? Dear friends, dear students, percentile C prints character. Which character am I printing? The second argument, that is star. Star and that is space. I'm printing the space. And what is the star? Star stands for width. An optional width that can be supplied by the user. How many widths am I printing? I'm printing a number of widths. A is 4, it printed 4. B is 5, it printed 5. What is 4 plus 5? 9. Number of spaces it printed. Number of characters it printed on the screen is 9. 4 spaces and 5 spaces. 4 plus 5 spaces makes it 9. So therefore S is storing 9. And when I'm printing sum, 9 is printed. Okay, so when I save it, 9 is printed. Okay, we'll run again and see. Imagine my two numbers are 13 and my next number is 78. Enter. How much I got it? I got the sum as 91. Is it? Yes, it is. So this works only for positive integers. Ensure that your numbers are two positive values to get the answer properly. So this is one of the ways in which you get your job done. But dear students, let me tell you that there is another way in which we get the job done. Okay, we get the job done. That is by using this operator by using this backslash character constant called as /r. Instead of printing space, because we printed space here, we are able to see a lot of space before yes. So that's why instead of printing space, there is another way of printing it, which is nothing but, instead of printing space, there's another way of doing it, which is nothing but, by using carriage return /r. /r is a carriage return constant that generally, returns back to the starting character. Carriage return is a backslash character constant whose job is to return to the start of a string. Immaterial of how many ever spaces you print, it always gets back you to the starting of this. So that's how we will see both the scenarios and then we'll wind up. Run. Instead of printing space, I'm printing carriage return. /r is carriage return, which tries to print. My number is 4 and 5. Yeah, these are the two possible ways. Some is using 9. I had 9 spaces before it. But the other way, because I used carriage return, I just got, without a space. Got it? Isn't it interesting? Using this concept, we just learned that, how are we supposed to understand the return value of a function. A function is expected to return a value depending upon its type, and printf function returns the number of characters successfully printed on the screen. We also learnt about an interesting topic called as width in printing. Many a times the output as wanted by the user clearly refers to how is the instructions given. So therefore we prefer ourselves to maintain the width. This is how we execute our program. Okay. Thank you.